Hey everyone, it's Jenna and I'm back with another transit talk. Today I'm discussing transiting Venus opposite Jupiter. The key to this transit is indulgence, okay? We may be overindulging in things that aren't suiting us. Maybe taking the time, energy, and money to do things that feel good and look like self-improvement, but are actually not doing very much. So you may be doing something right now that you agreed to because it makes you feel good, it's pleasurable, you think you're doing something good, but in reality, it's not actually pushing you forward. And what do I mean by good? Because that is all relative, right? We don't really truthfully know what's good for us all the time. So basically there's stuff that's aligned with your purpose and values and your life destiny, and there's good stuff that is just pleasurable and indulgent. And so during this time, you'll be doing things that are more towards the latter, feeling good, looking good, but aren't actually doing shit for you. So for example, you may have just taken on a few jobs and you're like, oh yeah, this looks good, this feels good because I'm making a lot of money, I'm getting to know different people, I'm organizing it well, and then you realize that these jobs are distracting you from what you really want to focus on. But sometimes you need to do such things to survive or whatever, fulfill an immediate need that you have, which is fine. There's nothing horrible about this. Another thing that's possible if we want to look in the love department is that you may be settling for something a bit less than what you deserve or lowering your standards as to who you're sleeping with, etc. Because Venus is really pleasure seeking right now and she's opposing Jupiter, pulling on the opposite end. So instead of like positive expansion, like expanding the height of what could be, it's expanding the depths of what could be. So you may be hooking up with somebody that's really sort of below your standard, participating in a project that's below your standard or below your pay grade. You get the drift. You may agree to do something with somebody that normally you wouldn't do. You're like, oh, that person's a bit sloppy, but I don't care. It's kind of that vibe. So it's definitely playful and fun-loving, but just be careful that you don't have any permanent things coming out of it. If Saturn's involved, I would really avoid doing anything that could like damage your reputation or cause you health issues. You know what I'm saying. This is a great time to work on your easier projects at work. Save the difficult ones for when this isn't happening. During this transit, you will tend to overspend and be overconfident. I've definitely felt confidence in my voice and my speaking, and I've actually been enjoying that feeling. And regarding the whole standards thing we were talking about earlier, I've had to take on some jobs that are really not based in what I want to do for work. And so this has been a humbling experience. Like, okay, if that person is scrubbing toilets, we're all scrubbing toilets. If that person vomits, we all vomit. You know, the unity that we have as humans, when one person is suffering, we are all slightly suffering, at least. We all feel the same shit, more or less. And so it's kind of like, rather than humbling, removing the confidence and stuff, it's not about that. It's just about having the full understanding that we are no different than the homeless people and the junkies and the rich folk and everybody, right? It's that's what I mean by humbling. It's not about making yourself smaller, because I don't believe in making yourself smaller. It's just about understanding that we're equal, and it's okay if you're doing some stuff that you don't want to be doing. Every honest job is an honest job, and it shouldn't be looked down upon, and people will try to do that because they're pieces of shit, and honestly, you don't need that judgment in your life. I'm kind of in a vulnerable position to admit this, but I kind of see myself here, and maybe society sees me here. Sometimes I don't feel like I get the respect that I deserve still. That's okay. And the thing is, in this transit, it may be that you have enough money and you're on vacation somewhere and it's wonderful, but if you're doing some big work project, it's going to be a bit harder to focus. Another thing that has been bugging me in these times is, I went to university. It was one of the top 5 public universities in the US, UCSB. It's not that easy to get into. I got my bachelor degree from there, and I still have to do some types of work that I really never ever wanted to do in my life. It's like my Jupiter is really, really fucked, guys. I hope you have a better Jupiter than I do. I have Jupiter in Capricorn, but she's in the 2nd house. So I have a feeling that things are really going to like fucking flip on its head. I'm waiting for the day that my Jupiter is liberated. I am working that my Jupiter is liberated and that it becomes my biggest strength and that I prosper in abundance and rich and wealth and fortune and everything. but I need to unlock it because it's a skipped step. So yeah, it's fucked up. Anyway, another thing I need to say before I stop is that not only do you not want to overspend financially, but don't overspend your time, your energy. Stop overextending your hands to people. Stop feeding people when you're hungry. Stop putting other people's mask on before you put your own mask on. I even had to say that over the weekend. I was like, yes, I'll help you, but let me put my mask on first before I put your mask on. Otherwise, I'm going to be panicking. I'm not going to put your mask on right, you know? I had to actually say that and use that freaking airplane reference because I was like, yeah, we'll get to it, but I also have to survive first. And this has been the recent tension. So yeah, I've been taking on a lot and it's okay. It's okay, you know? Like, we're getting through it, and eventually the thing with Jupiter is like, the more you're lucky, the more you're lucky. And at least there's an awareness with it. And yeah, do not fuck yourself and have a lovely week. Bye.